Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trisha, and in today's video you're going to join me on my journey to release a few new products for the business. Would you believe it's already June? I don't know where the first half of that year has gone, but I know these next few months are just going to whiz by and it will be the crazy holiday rush again. So before that kind of period sets in, I want to take this time and launch a few new products for the business. I've had these at the back of my mind for the longest time ever, and only now am I going to start actually working on them. So join me on this journey to see how it works, if it works or not. So the first thing that I did was I brought out my box of scrap fabrics yesterday. These are just fabric pieces that are too small to be made into scrunchies or headbands typically, and are waiting for a new lease on life. I don't want to discard them. I absolutely hate wastage, so I try my best to put every little piece of fabric to use as best I can. A while ago, we had actually tested some leatherette wristlets, and while those were really cute, I've always wanted to experiment with fabric ones as well. So I worked up two from that scrap pile yesterday, and I've not yet fixed the hardware on, but this is one that I made up, and this has turned out so cute. Folded up, it will work like this with the hardware fixed on this end, and it looks super cute. So of course I made another one. This again was some scrap fabric of that little cat fabric that I had earlier, and this one's also turned out adorable. So I'm actually obsessed with how these have turned out, and I am going to spend some time today whipping out a few new ones. So I'm just going to go shop my fabric wall and see what prints and colors I think will suit this project. Okay, so I've just picked out a few fabrics, and when I say a few, I think these are a few too many, but I figured that for the first launch, it would be nice to have a few options for you guys to pick from. So let me show you what I've picked out. So I've tried to get in a few varieties of colors. We've got a lot of florals and some other abstract-ish prints. And I think this is a good assortment for me, at least to start off with. I do have a few more fabrics tucked away in those scrap boxes. So one of these days I'm just going to pull out those boxes one by one, and while we have this little bit of peace and quiet before the holiday season kicks in, I'm actually going to look at what I can do to work on those pieces of scrap fabric and see what I can use them for in the shop. I know that I'll be grateful for this later. These may be one-of-a-kind kind of pieces, so I'm not 100% sure whether they will go on the website. However, if you see something that you like and would like to purchase, leave me a comment on this video, and if it's still available, I will add it to the website for you to purchase. But that's when I'm working with the scrap bins. Today, I'm working on fabrics that I know I'll be able to churn out a few of those wristlets. So these will be on the website maybe a week or so from now. So I've got a few of the fabric strips all cut up for the wristlets, and these are already starting to look really pretty. I can't wait to see them all finished up. I've also cut out a whole bunch of the interfacing because I find cutting this a little annoying. I enjoy cutting fabric, this not so much. So I've got a few extras so that I will have some ready to go, and it'll be quicker for me to put these together as and when orders come in, or we have to prep a few for markets. Please excuse the state of me. It's been a day. You know, I've been teasing about something that my husband's been putting together for me. It's done. I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse. It's just another little display. I'm not 100% sure about what I'm going to do with it, where I'm going to place it. At the next market, I'm going to try and see what the best place for it is going to be. That's what it looks like. It's a little spinning display. I'm thinking of using it for my smaller scrunchies that currently sit in little baskets and boxes on the table. Hopefully this will get a little more eyes on it and draw people in. A few months ago when I was in Spotlight picking up some fabric, I happened to chance upon a little clearance section and I got these for the princely sum of $1. I don't know if you can see that, but these were down to $1 each. And there were some squarer ones that I've used for the base, which were $1.80 or something like that, about $2. So in terms of material, that's what I'd used. I was hoping to get a base without the little pre-drilled holes. Couldn't find wood that actually matches this color, and I quite like this color. I don't want to cover it with any paint of any sort. It's a really nice shade of natural timber, so I'm going to leave it as it is, and I just used the squarer pegboard for the base. So all I had to do was get the dowels for the pegs, and my wonderful husband actually put this little piece together for me. It's quite something. There's a lot of options for me now, and it lifts a lot of the product off the table. Really happy with how this has turned out. We'll see how it looks when it's all put together. Morning everyone. It is Saturday, market day. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and like you would have noticed, we are at home, or rather we're back home. I should have been at the markets this morning, so we headed out at about 5:45 and went to the location, which is about, I'd say, half an hour to a 35-minute drive from here. Spent the better part of an hour and a little over that at the venue waiting for the weather to ease up. The rain was meant to ease off after a while and clear up. However, even past 8 o'clock, there was steady rain. The market starts at 8:30, and while there are different spots that this market is held in, one is undercover in a tunnel, one is on the gravel and the green. We were on the green, which is unsheltered, so we typically take our own gazebo, set it up. It's like an outdoor market for us. The ground over there is AstroTurf and was soaking wet. I didn't get a clip of that, but I think I did get a few clips of how wet it was this morning. I'll add that in over here. With the ground soaking wet, I did not think it was a good idea for us to set up because all of our displays would have been wet. The product would have been wet with the amount of rain that was just coming down. So I decided to not set up for the day. It's sad. I hate it when that happens, but it was not worth risking all our displays and all our products in weather like that. So we're going to be at home today. We're going to try and get a little bit of work done and onwards and upwards onto the next market. If you've been following us on Instagram, you would have seen this little selection of bows up on my stories a few days ago. I really like the look of the rounded corners on the bow backing cards. So I am going to take a little time out and actually use this corner punch that I've had for years and years and use this to round off the corners on these cards. Good morning everyone. So here's what I'm up to. I don't know whether I showed you these before, but I've cut out a whole bunch of fabric that will become some of those bows for clips and headbands. And I also spent a little time prepping our bow backing cards. I don't know, something about this little activity just makes it look so much nicer, especially with products for younger kids. The straight cut corners just seem too sharp for the product. So I'm happy with how these look compared to what they did. So these are ready to go. And now all that I've got to do is actually make up those bow clips and headbands to go on these cards. So our next task for the day is setting a little time aside this week to take care of all of our projects that are in different stages of completion. I've got a whole list of tasks that I need to take care of, but when I looked around the work area, I realized that I've got lots of little projects that were started at different points in time, and because of either a rush to get things done for the market, I've only done a few pieces in that collection or worked things up to a certain stage and then let them go, and then, as you know, something or the other keeps coming up and I haven't gotten around to completing them. So I'll show you what I'm working with. It should not take too long, so I'm hoping that I can get these done in the next day or so. A couple of these are really old and I'm actually a little embarrassed that I've let them go for this long, but it is what it is and it's better late than never. When I was prepping for Christmas markets, yes, this is how old this little work in progress is, I'd whipped up quite a few of our swim scrunchies, or at least I'd cut out strips hoping to make a massive batch of swim scrunchies. But then time got away from me, so I only made a few pieces per color per pattern, and the rest of them just got left in one little area of the room untouched till now, a whole 6 months later. Am I proud of that? No, but I'm hoping to rectify that little problem soon. So I've got some that are almost complete, just the top stitch needs to be done to finish these off, and then these will be ready to go. And I've also got some strips that were cut out at the same time, which have to be stitched up and need to get elastic put through them. So basically the whole scrunchie needs to be made for these ones. And it's a good thing too, because I'm completely out of all of my prints except for the newest one in our collection. So this one, this botanical one, as well as the kaleidoscope print are both sold out. I might need to cut a little more, but I think I'll start with this, see how I go. And once all of these little bits and pieces are done, I'll actually cut up some more fabric. So that's one. This was a little after we came back from our trip, so we'd just come back, I think late Feb, getting back into the groove of things, getting an Easter launch prepped, getting Mother's Day prepped was, well, again got the better of me, so I just did as much as was needed. These are some of the wire headbands that I've already cut the strips out for, but they've just got to be made into headbands. And I don't really like the idea of having little piles like this all around the space, so I'm going to try and finish these off at the earliest. I have sold out of quite a few of these prints at market, so the purple one's all gone. This will be nice to have. The pinks all gone, or I think maybe there's one left. The green, I think there's just one left, and the same with the mustard. So I'm going to get all of these stitched up so that they're going to be ready for the next few weeks of markets. And apart from this, you know, I've already started on the bows as well as the key fobs, so that's something that needs to be done as well. So I'm hoping to get them all done today. Will that actually happen? I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to shut down all other distractions and get working on this. So I'm done with the stitching bit. I'm thinking in terms of the hardware, I will probably just attach hardware to 2 key fobs per pattern maybe, so that I can have 1 available to take to markets and maybe 3, and the rest I can then list on the website. And the only reason I'm not considering putting hardware on all of them is because I don't think I'll have enough of the hardware yet. I have to place another order for a few more of those, so when they come in I can go ahead and complete the rest. And while I've got the sewing machine on and my sewing mojo together, I'm just going to stitch up the rest of those bows as well. Hey guys, so we've had a solid productive day. It is just past 7 in the evening right now. I've gotten a solid day of sewing, and here's what we have to show for it. All of the key fobs have been stitched up. I think I've already shown you that before. And these are all going to be bows. I know they just look like pieces of scrap fabric right now, but I promise you these are all sewn up. They're a bit on the fidgety side because they're so little, but I'm liking how these are turning out right now, especially the color combinations and such. So tomorrow's going to be spent just finishing these off. Hopefully. I'm going to call it a day for now and get started with dinner and all of that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it is already evening. I haven't picked up the camera all day today because I really was very keen on getting all of this work complete, and we've made solid progress so far. So the key fobs have been done. You've probably seen some of these prints while I was working on them. I'll just quickly show you all of what we've got. This one has got to be one of my absolute favorites. You've seen this green muted floral before, as well as the pink gingham. We've got some really pretty florals. There's this one, that one, a purple. We've got a blue as well. I don't know why the camera won't focus today. So we've got the blue, and we've got this gorgeous tropical floral print. Another green, but much more subtle floral. And we've got this gorgeous yellow one. So there's quite a few prints. Oh my god, my hair's an absolute mess. There's quite a few prints. These are ready for markets, and I've also got a few ready to go on the website. When they'll be listed, I'm hoping to have a launch sometime next week, but I need to get a few things in order before I actually do another website launch. So till then, I'm going to keep working on these. The key fobs are done. I've also made a lot of progress with the fabric that was cut for the bows. Okay, so with the bows, we've got all of our fabric sewn up. There's a few different prints and colors here. Next stage is to the ironing board and then tying them on to either headbands or attaching them to clips. Show you quickly what the bows have turned out to be. That's one, that's two, and the third one. I love the way they've turned out. Now what matters most is whether you love them as much as I do. So these will be headed to markets starting next weekend, and we'll see how they do. They'll also be part of the next launch on the website. Okay, I think I'm going to end today's video right here. It's been, I don't know how long this video is going to go, but I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you really soon in the next one. Bye-bye.